Innovation.
Hello, everyone. Here we are. Why is Matthew so far away?
Well, you guys, because the theme of the week is inventions, Robbie invented a machine that made me very small. I'm actually sitting right next to her.
He's so tiny.
But I'm like Robbie's hobbit now. And because I'm small, she feels like she can push me around. I just gently rubbed her big toe, and it took both of my hands wrapped around it.
That's wrong.
What do you
You're
mean?
making things up.
Wait, of course I'm making things up. I'm inventing a story because the theme of the week is inventions. Go ahead.
I hope that you're not encouraging these fine, upstanding citizens
to build machines to shrink their siblings down to small size, turn them into hobbits, and make them do chores. Of course I'm suggesting that, Robbie. That's exactly what I'm suggesting. My name is Matthew Swanson. It's nice to see you, friends. I am so delighted. I thought maybe one person would come today or two.
Look, everybody's here.
It is nice to see you guys. Why aren't you out on hikes and eating picnics? And we did our memorializing yesterday, friends. What? I'm back! Robbie, you can't push me around anymore.
No.
Now when I rub your big toe, I'll just use my little fingers.
Then why are you... Get away from my big toe.
I'm nowhere near your big toe. I'm way up here in the clouds.
Goodness.
Friends, we went on a hike yesterday. We walked along some fields. We went down through the woods, and we found a stretch of beach with some trees that were growing really close to the beach, and we had to sort of crawl under the tree branches to get to this little private cove. It was very nice.
Those of us who did not want to take their shoes off and walk into the water, which was only Matthew.
I don't like to take my shoes off.
Everyone else walked through the water to get past those trees.
I don't like to take my shoes off because sand. And also it was a little chilly yesterday, and my gentle toes would have... See, I'm talking about my toes, too. You guys, I'm not quite as tough as you might think I am. You look at me and you say, look at that rugged guy. He's so tough. No, I'm tough in certain ways, but in other ways, I don't like to get my hands sticky.
Yeah,
or
sandy. It's amazing that we even were at a beach.
It's true. It was the most acceptable beach I could imagine.
There were 0 people there.
It was a cool day, and I could hide under the trees. Exactly.
Matthew was in the trees.
Yes.
And the rest of us waited in the water.
You will never catch me at one of those beaches with more than 3 people on them. No. That's just not how it works for Matthew.
No.
Friends, happy Monday. It is the top of the week of inventions.
Inventions.
It is, in fact, May 25th, 2020. Someone's trying to come in here. That's not cool. It's time for the show.
Did we put our child away?
Well, we didn't, Robbie.
Oh, thank you, Matthew.
No, I didn't either.
Oh.
I'm just saying, if you didn't and I didn't, then we did not put him away. Mm-hmm. All right, here we go. We'll see how it goes. Jasper is free-ranging right now.
Oh, dear.
Please read my card. Oh, do you have Slim's card?
It is still downstairs.
We'll get it between the shows.
We'll get it between the shows.
Yeah, okay. All right. Introductions. May I please present to you my friend Robbie.
Hi.
This is Robbie's pigtail. This is Robbie's striped shirt. I've introduced all that I can.
In my armpit. There we go.
Okay, good. Introduce me now.
Oh,
so they know who I am.
This is my friend. You know what? This is an important thing to learn.
Excuse me. Yes. What?
When you enter a social situation, and there might be 2 people there who don't know each other, you should take it upon yourself to introduce them.
Yes.
For 2 reasons.
Tell me.
They might have already met each other.
Correct.
And forgotten each other's names.
Oh,
and then it is super awkward for that person to be like, oh, how are you? And not know their name. Which happens to me all the time because I'm terrible with names. I am terrible with names, and I love it when somebody takes the initiative and says, Robbie, have you met Matthew before? And I'm like, oh, of course I've met Matthew before.
Even
so
if
nice to see you again, Matthew.
Even if they remember each other's names?
Yes.
It's okay.
It's okay because you haven't lost anything,
you haven't.
Right? But the gain when you actually do it. So when you come into a new situation and there are multiple people there, say, oh, this is my friend Joan. Have you met Joan before? This is not my friend Joan. This is my friend Matthew.
Unless her name is Margaret, in which don't say this is my friend
Don't give the wrong name.
No.
So, like here, hi Matthew, so good to see you again. Have you met my friend Buttons?
No. Oh, this is my friend, Megan.
Thank you. Oh, so nice to meet you, Megan. You know what? I think we've met before, Megan. I've seen you around with Matthew. Nice to actually meet you. That's how it works.
That's how it works. You guys can do that, too.
Did you see how awful it was when Matthew didn't introduce me to Megan and I had to stand there and be like, who's that?
Did you see how upset Robbie got?
I did.
All right.
In a normal situation, I would get that upset and I would be like, introduce me to your friend, for goodness sakes.
You don't want to cross Robbie. It's a bad thing. It's kind of like kicking a container full of bees.
Oh, look.
What?
Jennifer is assuring me that it's okay to say, I'm so sorry I've forgotten your name. Yes, that's okay to say, but I hate having to say it. I like it when somebody else puts that person's name in my head.
Shall we move on to the next agenda
Yes.
item? All right.
I didn't introduce you, Matthew. This is my friend Matthew.
Hi, guys.
Who writes books.
I do. I also make
He also made bacon for us this morning, and it was the best.
We haven't had bacon in a long time. I've been saving a package of bacon.
I was going to laud you for your bacon making before you said it yourself.
Well, I think we said it at the same time.
Okay.
We were both of the same mind. The bacon.
I was a fraction of a second later.
I was saving a little bit of orange juice. We had a real feast this morning. We had bacon and orange juice. Yeah. Very rare items around here these days. All right. What does that say?
Statement of fatigue.
Okay. I just want to let you guys know I'm a little tired.
Guess what?
What?
For once, I am not tired.
That's great. You know why Robbie's not tired? Because
you're
I am.
tired. We have a finite amount of energy between the two of us.
I'm happy to be tired for you right now, Robbie.
Thank you. I'm feeling full of vim today.
And Robbie's the person who has to do the work right now. So Matthew's going to take a little break, watch the children eat bacon, and play Nintendo. Good. You guys, I played Tetris today, and I made 598 consecutive lines before I finally perished. I'm very proud of myself. It was quite an accomplishment.
You should be.
My children thought I was cool. All right, statement of...
listlessness.
Listlessness is kind of like lack of enthusiasm or energy. Robbie, I think we need to do something about this.
About your listlessness?
We need to do something about my fatigue and my listlessness. Let's say I'm going to self-diagnose.
Oh.
Do you know what I
Don't do that.
I feel like maybe I'm a little thirsty.
Oh.
Maybe I could benefit from a little...
Yes, you were slightly dehydrated because you took such a long run this morning.
I just took a run, and so I'm a little dehydrated. You know what else? Well, first of all, I feel like I need a little water, and I need a little... So
I don't know what that means. What is that? Treatment by water?
Let's start with the treatment by water.
Okay.
And we'll see how that does. Okay.
I hope that works so that we don't have to find out what is.
No, you're going to find out because it's not going to work. I've read the rest of the agenda, and the water's not going to be enough.
Jackety dance.
Jackety dance. Prost. Chin chin.
Slim points out very rightly, hey, Robbie, Matthew isn't just an author, he's the best author.
Oh my gosh, Slim, that's the best thing anyone's ever said today. Thank you. That makes me feel really good about myself. I appreciate you very much. Self-diagnosed. Treatment by water? It didn't work. I'm still feeling fatigued and listless. So, treatment by rock and roll. Robbie, I would like to hear Matthew's theme song, number 2. I feel like it has just the right amount of adrenaline.
Got a little bit of a kick to it.
Baked therein.
Yeah.
Thank
I agree.
you, E. Thank you, Drew. Thank you, other E. Thank you, Waylon. Thank you for all who collaborated on Matthew's theme song number 2. Let me hear it roll right now. I'm going to
turn up the volume all the way.
Can you amplify the effects?
Are you ready? Wow. Are you feeling less listless?
I am. I'm feeling better.
Listless?
My
Are you feeling listless?
My eyes, I'm afraid, are still going to look a little pink and watery. You're just going to have to deal with that. What does this say?
Yes. Restatement of week's theme.
As we have hinted several times already in today's show. Well, we sort of, we did. We said it pretty overtly.
That's why we can restate, because if we hadn't stated before, we would not be able to restate. We would be stating for the first time.
Friends, the theme of the week is inventions. That means creating. Oh, what does it mean, Robbie? What does inventions mean? What is the theme of the week? Adorable animals is pretty straightforward. There's an animal and it's adorable. What does it mean to invent?
I feel like inventions is a little bit confusing. Did you just do a silent burp behind that paper?
I hid it behind the agenda. And you still caught me. It was silent and hidden, and still you knew. Did you intuit it?
No, it's very obvious when you do that you're hiding something. If you had just done it, I might not have noticed.
Will you please get back to the theme of the week?
Okay, so invention means to create something that didn't already exist before. Here's the problem.
What?
We think of inventions as things like the cotton gin. But the cotton gin was invented a long time ago. It's no longer an invention.
Well, of course it's an invention.
Is it still an invention even though we have it and it exists now?
I see what you're saying. Something's not an invention.
Everything's an invention.
Here's the thing. The creation of the cotton gin was a moment of invention.
Okay. So the theme of the week, we can pick any invention that we're excited about, even if it happened 300 years ago.
Something that did not exist for a long, long time.
That a human being created.
And then it did exist. But I would say that there is something, the light bulb is a clear example of something that was brought into the world that changed things dramatically forever.
Right.
But what about ideas? Are ideas inventions?
Yes.
If somebody has an idea to start doing something a different way, is that an invention?
Sure.
I just want to say this week, as you guys think about what it means to study inventions, you have a lot of options. You have a wide canvas.
This is an incredibly wide canvas as far as I'm concerned.
Is the real McCoys an invention?
Sure.
Of course it is. Yeah. Robbie, why do you have so much of the camera space, and I'm pushed
I
over
don't know.
here like a
I'm not
poor,
really sure.
wretched sidekick.
Yeah.
Oh, it's very sad. Oh, look
There
at
you
that.
go. Is
I
that
feel
better?
like, so you guys think about it. Think about all the different things as you're doing research this week. I am going to award points for creativity this week, also in defining what an invention is. A neologism is an invention. It was
an invention of a new word.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
Is a child an invention?
I don't know.
Is Kato an invention?
He's an invention of yours and mine.
Did we invent him or did we just create him? That's
true. That's true. An invention has to be
a creation. You can create something
without inventing it.
You can create something that's like something that somebody already made, right? If I make a painting, I'm creating it.
Right.
But I'm not inventing paintings.
Right.
So when you think about inventions, it has to be categorically new, I think. Meaning that there's nothing quite like it that existed before. So it's an act of creation that's an act of unique... Although all acts of creation are unique.
I know. It's
pretty tricky. So we have to... I mean, really, if you guys have any... Help us here.
We're going to be pretty loosey-goosey with the definitions,
We're going to be working together to figure out what it means to have an invention.
Yes.
All right. So we restated the week's theme. Robbie reads Benjamin McBean. You guys, we have a book about inventions.
We didn't even think of it, actually.
Well, Robbie did, yeah.
I mean, we didn't think of it.
Slim is quite confident that you can't invent a kid.
You can't invent a kid.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
fair enough.
I kind of agree.
We agree.
Because kids as a category have already been invented.
We were kids, in fact.
Yeah.
We were not invented. We were created. Robbie,
yes.
you're going to read Benjamin McBean?
I don't know. Do you have it somewhere?
I figured you had prepared for this. Was I wrong? Do you have the PDF ready?
No. I think Benjamin McBean is one we have to read as a book.
Well, we can do it either way. Last time we did it with the PDF, but we can just show you guys. I will hold the camera over Robbie's shoulder, and then she can do some of the flippity-floppiting. Benjamin McBean's Amazing Machines is, in its sense, a kind of invention. It's a book that, we had when we were kids, where there are panels that flip and flop. There are sentences and paragraphs that run together and recombine based on how you change the panels. Robbie, would you like to come over here and talk to the friends, and I will find a copy of the book?
Do you know where it is?
Well, I feel like I know where I put it the last time we it's not down there, huh?
Then
Maybe we're not going to be reading Benjamin McBean.
We've cleaned up the office since... Oh, boy, you guys.
Did somebody buy the copy of Benjamin McBean that we were going to share with our friends?
We put it away.
All right. Maybe we'll have to do something entirely different.
It's not in this stack of books?
Well, do you see it?
No. Okay. How about we read The Superhero Squad Flips Out?
All right, that's a good idea. That's something we've never shared here before, and I think Aaron Stein would be okay with it. You guys,
Sorry.
No, that's okay. I like this.
No, I was apologizing to these people.
Oh.
For who did not plan to spend their Memorial Day holiday watching us look for books in our messy studio.
This is something we've never shared with you guys before. What? This is kind of a cool story blast from the past. Back when Robbie and I were self-publishing,
yes,
we got an email one day from a woman named Adriana.
Yes.
And she said, "Hi, my name is Adriana. I work for Little Brown," which is a big, fancy publishing company.
Yeah.
And we said, "This is exciting." And she said, "My boss, Aaron Stein, an editor, wants to create a book in the Superhero Squad series that's a mix and match book. And her friend Jessie, who works at Disney, bought a copy of your mix and match book at a book fair 2 years ago. And she sees that you guys know how to do this, and she has to do it snip, snap, snoppity, snoop real fast. And so can you guys do it? Are you interested?" And we said, "Heck yeah, we're interested."
Well, do it, man.
So that was officially our big break.
That was our big break. Jesse,
okay, go ahead.
I was going to say Jesse now runs a bookstore. He doesn't work for Disney anymore. He runs a bookstore in outside of New York City.
Quite a ways outside.
It's like an hour north or something. And so
it's called Postmark Books. It's an amazing place. Go online, look at their site, order books from them. Free shipping.
Free shipping.
Yeah.
Yeah. Postmark Books.
Postmark Books.
So here's the thing.
Yeah.
When we went to that book fair, we were not expecting to meet somebody who would end up 2 years later helping us publish our first commercial published book. No. We just showed up. We were selling our books. We didn't even know he worked for Disney. We didn't know who he was. And in fact, we didn't know who he was until 2 years later.
We sold him a book.
We talked to him.
That looked like this. It wasn't this book, but it looked like this. It was a self-published book that we bound ourselves.
It together.
And it's this book where, go ahead and flip a few of the panels.
So you can see that it recombines in goofy ways. So there's funny stuff that happens.
We had books like this when we were kids, but the ones we had were so much simpler. They had one sentence that recombined.
And then the illustrations were just sort of like head, body, legs, and feet.
So we said, hey, it would be fun to raise the bar and make this more challenging. So we made this book. Jesse bought this book. He gave us $10. He said, that was cool. I'll buy that. He put it on his shelf in his office for 2 years. And then one day he went to a meeting, and Aaron said, I think about making a book like this for the Superhero Squad series, which, if you don't know, is like the Marvel superheroes. But for little kids, they can't do anything mean.
They can't do anything bad.
Okay? I mean, they can be a little bit mean, but they can't hurt anybody, right?
They're not being mean. They're being righteous. But it's usually things like recycling or saving cats, that kind of stuff.
So you guys, they sent Robbie a whole bunch of clip art. So if you guys have ever... what are those things called where you peel off the stickers and put them on the window and they go the color? Well, there's a word, color forms. When we were kids, there was a word for it. Anyway, they sent her a bunch of 6 different poses of Spider-Man, and 6 different poses of Thor, and 6 different poses of Wolverine.
I wasn't allowed to actually draw any of the characters myself because I just had to place them into the file.
Because Disney/Marvel wants them to look a certain way.
Yes.
So they
Which
were really
makes sense.
Yeah.
If I drew them, they might not look the right way.
And I got a top secret dossier of information about each of the superheroes and each of the villains.
Their backstory a little bit.
Like what they like to eat for breakfast and what their dad's name is and that sort of thing. So I read that very carefully. And I wrote, I guess, 6 stories. How many stories are in this book? I think there's 6 stories or 8 stories. And Robbie illustrated them. And what we came up with is the Superhero Squad Flips Out. So, Robbie, do you want to read it? Did we name
that? I don't think we named it.
No, we did not name it.
Aaron Stein
we gave it some... Yeah, I mean, it flips out because of the flipping. And because it sounds fun.
Yeah.
Now, you guys, this is the sales sample not for sale. Ooh. This was the advanced copy of this book. When I looked on eBay the other day for this book, it was on sale for $50.
What?
Yes,
well,
I think because it's out of print
anymore. Yeah.
I want to show you something else, you guys. See this here on the back? See this here on the back? See this here on the back?
You can't see it. Get out your magnifying glass.
It is so tiny.
Get it even closer.
That is our names. That's how hard you have to look to see that we made this book. No one was interested in there being a book by Robbie and Matthew at this point. They just wanted the fact that we had the skills to do this particular technique. So anyway, now when we make books, our names are a little bit bigger and they're on the front. So we've had a succession of big breaks, but this was the first one.
Yes.
Because Aaron, the person who asked us to do this, is the same person who published Babies Ruin Everything, Everywhere Wonder, The Real McCoys, Sunrise Summer.
Yeah.
So anyway, this opportunity led to a bunch of other.
It was a big deal
because we worked really hard on this book.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to take the. Okay, guys. I'm not going to put.
Am I reading it or are you?
I'll read it. That's fine.
Yeah. Okay.
We need somebody to put the camera over the shoulder.
I will put the camera over the shoulder.
Okay. Robbie trusts her steady hand. All right? More so than she trusts my steady hand.
I don't know that I trust my steady hand.
All right, you guys. The Superhero Squad Flips Out, a mix and match storybook. Take a gander at Wolverine and Hulk's fist and what is that guy's name? Agamemnon or something like that. Dormammu. And
I thought Dormammu was a little guy.
I don't even remember who all these people are. It's got the X-Men and the Fantastic Four. It's really quite a hodgepodge. All right, so you guys, I did write stories about Marvel superheroes. I mean, this is something that I have in my bag of tricks. I'm pretty excited about it.
No, I'm trying to get that shine off of it.
Okay.
There we go.
It is quiet in Superhero City. Too quiet. General Ross is worried about Dr. Doom, who often causes trouble for the Superhero Squad. On the lookout for danger, Iron Man and Hawkeye patrol the skies. Meanwhile, across the river in Villainville, Dr. Doom and the other villains come up with a new plan to defeat the Superhero Squad, make everyone in Superhero City sadder than they've ever been before, and, while they're at it, take over the entire world. Oh my gosh, you guys. So these are the Sentinels. This is Dr. Doom. There's Iron Man. So Robbie did draw the city and Dr. Doom's lair in this swoosh. And did you draw you drew the top of the hot air balloon, right? But all of these little bits of people she took from clip art because she had to, right? You weren't allowed to draw them. So it was really an amazing challenge trying to take Marvel's art and make it live within this environment. All right, so you can flip this lots of different ways, but I want you to follow the actual story first. It's very important for narrative integrity that we follow the entire story. With help from MODOK's dark and twisted brain and Loki's mischievous trickery, Magneto tries to destroy the hero's favorite bakery so no one can have any cookies. See what I'm talking about? These are really dastardly things, but they don't involve blood. But Mr. Fantastic is there, buying a cake. He calls for Storm, who makes a tornado blow until a stack of cherry pies tips over, covering MODOK and Loki in a sticky red mess. Metal forks and spoons fly through the air and stick to Magneto, who is too embarrassed to keep fighting. So you guys, you can solve your problems by bringing shame upon your enemy instead of by punching him with your fist. You have to use cleverness and trickery. Commanded by Oh, did I forget to flip it? No, this is correct. Commanded by Dr. Doom and an army of Sentinels. Commanded by Dr. Doom, an army of Sentinels marches through Superhero City and kidnaps Wasp in order to steal her new line of super capes. Suddenly, the famous Wonder Man appears, while the Sentinels stop to ask for his autograph. I don't even know who Wonder Man is. Who's Wonder Man?
Wonder Man has never showed up in any other
Look at his mean red eyes.
Squads.
All right. Invisible Woman makes all the cars disappear. The Sentinels stub their toes on the invisible cars, and Spider-Man cracks jokes about how clumsy they are. Eventually, they start to cry. Their bodies rust, and Wasp escapes. So you guys had to come up with many, many ways to defeat the enemies without hurting them.
I wonder if I had clip art of Invisible Woman. I don't know what she looks like.
Well, you can't see her.
Yeah.
No, I think she becomes invisible and not invisible. Oh, this is something cool that Robbie did down here. It's Wolverine's birthday party! Ms. Marvel gives him a huge present with a bright red bow, and he slashes the red ribbon to open the box with his adamantium claws, you guys. Out pop Abomination and the Absorbing Man wearing party hats.
What?
While they try to ruin the party by smashing all the presents, Ms. Marvel, who is actually Mystique in disguise, eats the entire cake. Cyclops uses his superpowers to melt the ice cream, and the villains slip and slide in the sticky mess all the way back to Villainville. You guys, are you learning some tricks about how to ruin birthday parties? I mean, there's a lot here that you need to pay attention to. The dastardly Doc Ock is trying to steal Captain America's super pants. To help out, Juggernaut smashes down the door. Hulk and Thing are there playing checkers. Enchantress charms them with her beauty. Iceman coats the floor with ice so that Doc Ock slips and falls flat on his back. Just as Black Panther bursts in, ready to help, ready to hero up. Falcon swoops down and carries the pants to safety, while Luke Cage chases the villains back to their dark lair.
I think Hero Up was a required...
We had to say it.
We had to say it somewhere in the book.
Yeah. Oh, this is the... Oh, this was the... Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sick and tired of losing every battle with the tough and clever superhero squad, Dr. Doom sends Dormammu and Super Skrull to set a trap in the city park. The villains capture Nick Fury, Thor, and Reptile. Things are looking bad when suddenly a swarm of angry butterflies attacks. Led by Ant-Man, Doctor Strange helps by casting a spell that turns Dormammu and Super Skrull into cute and fuzzy hamsters. Once again, it is quiet in Superhero City. Here's my question.
Yes.
Do you think they stayed hamsters indefinitely or just for a while? Was it like a temporary spell?
You're the person who wrote this book.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know what happened.
Well, that is one of my favorite drawings.
Robbie had to
make them, turn them into hamsters.
Yeah. Our editor, Erin, loves hamsters, so she really liked that was the climactic.
So, Matthew, I think, put that in partly for him.
Yeah.
This
fountain.
This fountain is our Chestertown
fountain. I'd forgotten that. Oh my gosh.
Gets featured in there.
That fountain is also an underwear cover. Oh, I'm so tired, you guys. Wonder Undercover. No. Everywhere Wonder.
My goodness.
Oh.
Where's the page that I wanted to show you?
I don't know. Here, I'll flip it back. What do you
want?
Spider-Man. This
well,
right here?
There's two things on this page. Okay, so this one is Magneto. And in order to put that hand, from the clip art, I didn't have a picture of the back of his hand. So I had a picture of the back of Spider-Man's hand, and I cut it out, and I changed the color so that it matched Magneto's. So that's actually Spider-Man's hand.
Don't tell Disney.
Don't tell Disney that
You're
I did
not
that.
allowed to do that.
The other funny thing to look at is here, you see Loki's lying down. He's getting crushed by this pile of pie plates. The actual clip art, he's sitting on a throne. That's why his arms are like that. So I cut off the bottom half of his body so that it looked like he was lying down with his arms in front of him.
And clearly this guy was upright, and Robbie put him down. So
and I put his little hand, I turned his little hand to the side. so that it looked like he was lying down on his side.
So, you guys, we took this assignment and we did it like 1,000%. We did it way, way better than we probably had to meet the minimum requirements of the job. And I think that's one of the reasons why Aaron said, I want to work with those guys. They work really hard. And they do good work. And so, I don't want to put words into her mouth, but I think that might be part of why we got to keep making books with her. So there you go.
That is a rarity.
We've never shared that book before.
I don't think so.
So there you go, guys. Sometimes good things come of not being able to find a copy of your book. All right? So we're not going to read Benji McBean for you today.
Sorry.
Even though all of the words on the agenda and on the announcement.
So there wasn't much invention that happened in that book.
Well, you know what you
inventing excellent ways to get rid of villains by
there was a ton of invention.
Melting
That's right.
ice cream all over the floor so they slipped and slided out of.
Do you think that in any other place in the Superhero Squad saga anyone gets turned into a hamster as a way of thwarting them? I don't know. I feel like I invented that.
You might have invented that. I think you did.
And Robbie invented a version of Magneto with Spider-Man's hand out of sheer necessity. There's a phrase, you guys. Mm-hmm. Necessity. Go ahead.
Is the mother of invention.
Yeah. So Robbie,
I think we talked about this before, didn't we?
Let's talk about it again.
And there was debate about who came up with it. I said Thomas Edison, and then somebody explained that it was Plato.
Oh, right.
Several hundreds of years before.
The phrase is still true and apt, and I recommend that you tuck it away for sometime when you're at a birthday party and somebody does something remarkable, and you can say, aha, you were spurred by,
Or you forget the present, and then you give them something that you made out of some twigs that you found outside, and then you can say necessity is the mother of invention.
How in the world is it 1:27 p.m. already?
I don't know.
Slim, thank you. Let's see what we're not going to get a chance to do. What does that say?
Robbie reads Benji McBean.
What does that say?
I didn't do that. Matthew shares his agate.
I was going to show you my agate, but now there's not time.
Oh.
All right, here we go.
Oh, God, no.
Matthew cuts his fingernails.
No, please don't do that. Robbie prohibits Matthew from cutting his fingernails.
I mean,
I'd like to point out that I didn't prohibit you. I just said, please don't. I begged you.
You said it in such a way that I knew there would be consequences if I cut my fingernails. So I feel like you did prohibit me. What does that say?
Instead, Matthew draws if there is...
Time. There's not time. We have to go. Well, maybe there's time to show my agate. Okay, hold on.
Get your agate.
Robbie showed you her agate last week. Show them your agate again.
That's my agate that we turned into a ring. But there's lots of agates. We have lots of agates because we find them on the beach in Alaska.
Wait. Who finds them on the beach in Alaska?
I find them on the beach in Alaska.
Who doesn't find them on the beach in Alaska?
Matthew does not. He's not very good at finding anything, including the ketchup that is right in front of him in the refrigerator.
Let's leave ketchup out of this. And when it comes to agates, they're just lying on the beach. And Robbie has developed, over 43 years, super radar for finding the agates. I've been to Alaska 17 times or something like that. I have found one agate, and I know that Robbie put it on the beach in front of me. She's like, this might be a good place to look for agates. And I went, and I found it, and I felt hollow inside because I knew that Robbie had set it up for me. But look at this agate that Augie found, you guys. Look how beautiful it is. And Augie gave this to me as a gift the other day. Everybody knows that if I'm going to possess agates, I can only get them from other people. So thank you, Augie. This is one of the most beautiful agates I've ever found, and I love it, and I wanted to share it with you guys. And if I could marry Robbie again, I would take this agate, and I would put this for my ring. Look at that. I wouldn't be able to accomplish anything because my ring would be so mighty, and my hand would be heavy, and I would all the time be trying to lift my hand up, but I love this, Augie, and I appreciate you. Thank you very much, my friend. It is 1:29. We're going to end the show so we can go get Slim's letter and share it with you at the top of show number 2. Thank you for living with us through the improvisational discombobulation of today's show.
We apologize.
You know what, though? I feel like this is a holiday. The stakes are low.
This is just a bonus episode.
I agree.
Yeah.
I did not, show up fully rested for this show. I did the agenda in the moments, like the last
when Matthew sent me the agenda 3 minutes before we started, I literally thought it was 11 o'clock. Yeah. I did not realize that it was already almost 1.
Robbie has a very complicated relationship with time, you
Time
guys.
is not my friend.
All right, turn it off. Turn it off. We'll see you in a minute.
We'll be back shortly.
Goodbye, friends. Goodbye, friends.
Oh.
Goodbye, friends.
What?